This
Kathayami shall speak. See, katha means speech, discussion. And kathayami means I shall speak. Kathayami shall speak. Vatsa, my dear son. Shraddhalave, unto one who is faithful. Nityam, always. Anuvrataya, unto one who is a follower. So, said unto me, he, kind-hearted, aforementioned sage, by the sage Pulastya, the foremost of all the Puranas, that also I, unto you, this shall speak, my dear son, unto one who is faithful always, unto one who is a follower. So, in this verse, there are two very significant words. In the last line, Shraddhalave Nityam Anuvrataya. So, Shraddhalave. Shraddha means faith. Alave means unto one who is faithful. Anuvrataya means unto one who is a follower. So, this is very significant. These two words. How come it is significant? See, the Srimad Bhagavatam here, the lineage of Srimad Bhagavatam is very, what we discussed with regards to, it is Shruti and Smruti. And we have seen that Srila Rupa Goswami says all are important. Shruti, Smruti, everything. Smruti means remembrance, Shruti means what has been directly spoken by the Lord. So the Vedas are Shruti Shastra and the Puranas are Smruti Shastra. Okay, remembrance. Bhagavad Gita is what? Shruti or Smruti? It is spoken by the Lord, but as heard by, spoken by, and heard by Sanjaya, narrated to Dhritarashtra and written by Vyasadeva. So Shruti and Smruti. But because spoken by the Lord, it is Shruti. We accept that way. It is very significant. When we are preaching, especially in preaching, there are many people who challenge us on this. And I remember, and I know at least one so-called, he is a Muslim scholar of Vedas, is challenged on this point. The Bhagavad Gita is Shruti or Smruti. The Smruti is lower, this is bogus. And that's why our Sampradaya is very significant, lays significant in all, Shruti and Smruti and everything. You see, because those who are only in knowledge and philosophy, they get caught up in Shruti and Smruti. But those who are in bhakti, they are only interested in devotional service to Krishna. That's it, nothing else. So Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam braj. Abandon all world of religion, just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions, have no fear. Aham tvam sarapapebhyo, moksha ishyami mahasuchana. And Srimad Bhagavatam starts with Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. Unto Vasudeva, I surrender. Janmadhiya sayataha. You see, this is the point to be understood. That's why for Vaishnavas, and especially in the Gaudiya Vaishnava line, it is very significant that our interest lies only in bhakti. So where bhakti yoga, we can pick up Shruti, Smruti, we do. And this is authorized by Srila Rupa Goswami. And he mentions this especially in the Nectar of Devotion, this point. Okay? So now, two significant points is mentioned here. Shraddhalave, unto one who is faithful. So one who is faithful to Bhagavatam. and unto one who is a follower of Bhagavatam, this knowledge is revealed. So unto it is mentioned. Not just follower, not just faithful. Not Shraddha. It is Shraddhalave mentioned. Unto one who is faithful. See, for this we have to understand that one has to be faithful to the whole Sampradaya system. Yeah? It's very significant. Just close the door, please. It's very significant to understand. If we are not faithful to the Sampradaya, the Acharyas, then the knowledge is away from us. We won't get the knowledge. There was Shraddhalave mentioned, faithfulness. And then what is second is needed? Second point is Anuvrataya, means what? Follow, means follower meaning what? Implement the instructions of Bhagavatam which has been understood by the previous Acharyas. Not according to our own understanding. This is the most difficult task. Many times devotees miss this point. That how according to the scriptures we have to change our behavior. That is the reason why we insist that before running around here, there, listening to these kathas, that kathas, you sit down with Prabhupada's books and let Srila Prabhupada speak to you. And as you understand Srila Prabhupada's mood, because the Acharya is speaking in the mood, and we pick up that mood somehow or other through our Guru, Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru. And then with that we try and see whether we are implementing this or not. This implementing, if it is not there, is very difficult. Implementing will not happen if one is not faithful, one doesn't faithfully listen, and second, one who does not afterwards think about it. There's a link between these two, thinking and then implementing. Okay? Now let's go to the translation. The great sage Parashar, as aforementioned, being so advised by the great sage Pulastya, spoke unto me the foremost of the Puranas, that is Bhagavatam. I shall also describe this before you, my dear son, in terms of my hearing, because you are always my faithful follower. This is the point. You see? Why he is revealing this? Krishna says the same thing to Arjuna. Bhakto sime sakha cheti rahasyam yetam uttamam. He says, because you are my bhakta, devotee, and sakha, intimate friend, I am revealing to you the secret of the secrets in the Bhagavad Gita, the Bhakti Yoga. Same thing. You see? So there is no discrepancy. That's why it is very important, Shruti Smriti has to be understood very clearly. And it is the same mood. Alright? Same thing. Now let's go to purport. Srila Prabhupada ki. The great sage, that's okay, I'll read the whole purport. The great sage of the name Pulastya is the father of all demoniac descendants. Once upon a time, Parashar began a sacrifice in which all the demons were to be burned to death because his father had been killed and devoured by one of them. The great sage Vasishtha Muni arrived at the sacrifice and requested Parashar to stop the deadly action. And because of Vasishtha's position and respect in the community of sages, Parashar could not deny the request. Parashar, having stopped the sacrifice, Pulastya, the father of the demons, appreciated his Brahmanical temperament. Now understand this point. And gave the blessing that in the future he would be a great speaker of the Vedic literatures called the Puranas. And what are Puranas? They are the supplements of the Vedas, not complement of the Vedas. Upanishads are complements of the Vedas. Puranas are supplements. Supplement meaning you can do without the Vedas. Vedas are mentioned in the Puranas by action. Complement means you have to complement with the Vedas. We study Shri Isha Upanishad, it is part of Yajurveda. So it's complementing, means helping. But supplementing means it's on its own represents. And you can study this, you will understand the Vedas. Yeah. Parashar's actions were appreciated by Pulastya because Parashar had forgiven the demons out of his Brahmanical power of forgiveness. Parashar was able to demolish all the demons in the sacrifice, but he considered, this is what he thinks, demons are so made that they devour living creatures, men and animals. But why on that account should I withdraw my Brahmanical qualification of forgiveness? Question over. As the great speaker of the Puranas, Parashar first of all spoke on the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Srimad Bhagavat Puran, because it is the foremost of all the Puranas. Maitreya Muni desired to narrate the same Bhagavatam he had heard from Parashar, and Vidur was qualified to hear it because of his faithfulness and his following the instructions received from superiors. So Srimad Bhagavatam was being narrated from time immemorial by the disciplic succession, even before the time of Vyasadeva. The so-called historians calculate the Puranas to be only a few hundred years old, but actually the Puranas existed from time immemorial, because all historical calculations by the mundaners and speculative philosophers. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We have done the prayers before. So now, the genealogy of Bhagavatam is this way. That once, here before this, that the four Kumaras were born from Brahma. They went to Lord Shankarshan. Okay? And they requested Lord Shankarshan, Lord Balaram, Sheshna, to say, please, because it's glorifying Krishna all the time, please explain Srimad Bhagavatam to us. Lord Shankarshan explained this to Sanat Kumar. Now Sanat Kumar asked this question at maturity of his devotional service, not immature like us. So Srimad Bhagavatam is at that stage understood of maturity in devotional service. Being satisfied by the question of Sanat Kumar, Lord Shankarshan answered and explained the purpose. Now, Sanat Kumar in turn explained the purpose of Srimad Bhagavatam to a great sage called Sankhyayana. Now, Sankhyayana sage, in turn, when he spoke the Srimad Bhagavatam, was heard by Parashar Muni and by Brihaspati. Parashar Muni is the father of Vyasadeva, and he is also the guru of Maitreya Rishi. Maitreya Muni also is heard the same thing, knowledge from Krishna, when Lord Krishna were departing from this material world and were instructing Vidur. At the time, Maitreya Muni heard it and purified himself. You see, that's his authority. That is why here he says that the great sage Parashar, as aforementioned, being so advised by the great sage Pulastya, spoke unto me the foremost of the Puranas, Bhagavatam. And I shall describe this before you, my dear son, which is Vidur. My dear son is Vidur. In terms of my hearing, because you are always my faithful follower. This is the point. Now Maitreya Rishi is giving the purport of the same Srimad Bhagavatam to Vidur, which he had heard from Parashar Muni. You understand this point? Now, there's a pastime here, Pulastya. What did Pulastya request Parashar to say? Now, Pulastya Muni is Maharishi, great authority, is Maharishi. And Pulastya Muni is also one of the 10 Prajapatis, progenitors of humanity, the lineage of him. You know, like many of them are lineage from Parashar, you know, like I'm from Kaunash by birth, Muni. So you also have your things?
Yeah, we have a Parashar.
Parashar? Yeah. So your Parashar lineage, right? Yeah. So bloodline comes from there. There's bloodline coming from there. Okay? So it's very important to know about your Gotra, to the Parashar, if you can. non-Indian bodies or those who are so-called not Hindus, they do not have their gotra, it's cut off. They don't believe in it, But these are progenitors. So what happened, Pulastya Muni, being the progenitor, he is also one of the Sapta Rishis, 7 Rishis. The stars which are there also. In that constellation of stars in the material world, they are constantly meditating upon how do we benefit, how do we uplift the consciousness of all living beings. They are constantly meditating and praying. So their prayers help us, living beings, in different parts of the universe. So much helping is going on. Just see. And by those people who don't even know us, but they still understand our predicament in the material world. Kali Yuga is only on earth, not there. You see? Now, Pulastya, although this great authority, married one of the 9 daughters of Kardama Muni, says Kardama. And he is the grandfather of demons. He had 2 sons who were also great rishis. One of his sons begot a child, Kuber. Kuber is the treasurer of demigods. Demon. Why demon? Because once you are rich, you don't worry about anybody else. You don't worry about God, whatever it is. And as we worship his 2 sons, in the worship of Lord Damodar, their arrogance was removed, Nalakuvar and Manigriva, So, there's one. Second child begotten 3 major demons. You all know, 4 of them. One is not a demon then. Ravan. Then, Kumbhakarna, Suparnaka, and Vibhishan. Vibhishan is not a demon. You see, that's why he's called the father of the demons. And because of this lineage, you have got Ravana and all who understand Ramayana. He was a great authority himself, Pandit, because it comes from the Pandit lineage. This is how it is. Okay? The future line, he's born from that future line of Pulastya Muni. So what had happened is this. Parashar Muni, his father is also a great rishi by the name Maharishi Shakti. Maharishi Shakti he picked up a quarrel with a king just out of rite of passage. And that so-called demon killed him and devoured him, ate him. So since then, Parashar Muni was against this whole thing. Now there's a little bit of more background on this. Now these are very ancient histories, itihasa. So there could be some discrepancies here and there, bit of it. So please don't mind. So here there's a pastime here whereby that king who devoured Maharaj, that sage Shakti, the father of Parashar Muni, he was actually instigated by Vasishtha Muni's great enemy, which is who? Which Vishwamitra, the sage Vishwamitra. They had a fight. Now, Vasishtha Muni's son is Shakti, whose son is Parashar Muni. So to get even with the father, means Parashar Muni's grandfather, he asked a demon to take charge of his body, the king, and that's how the demon destroyed and devoured. So that's why the son, Parashar, was very upset. He said, I'm going to destroy this whole world. And he started a sacrifice, destroying the whole world. So he was requested, please don't do it. You cannot destroy the whole world for this. He has the authority of this as a Brahman. Pure Parashar. So he said, okay, not the whole world, but I will certainly kill all the demons in the world. So he started this sacrifice to kill all the demons. And so many of them died. Devoured, destroyed by Parashar Muni. That is when here Vasishtha Muni approaches him and says, son, don't do this. This does not befit us as Brahmanas. Now, ordinarily, if you see that, why did Parashar Muni hear from Vasishtha Muni? His authority, all right. But here, Vasishtha Muni's son is the father of Parashar. So he lost his own son. And he's saying, forgive. My grandson, forgive. So Parashar Muni was actually brought up by Vasishtha Muni. Now the power of forgiveness. Here we spoke about Shraddhalave, one who is faithful, and Anuvrataya, unto one who is a follower. Now to follow Srimad Bhagavatam means to follow all the precepts of everything. Everything has to be given. Everything has to be followed. How can one follow this? Forgiveness. If somebody kills a father, can forgive? Many times devotees say to each other, Prabhuji, just forgive this person. He was devotee, don't worry about it. And we cannot forgive. It's so hard. Mataji, forgive this Mataji, don't worry about it. It's so hard. Only if he says sorry to me, I'll forgive. You say, will not forgive otherwise. It's not possible to forgive. So hard to forgive. Is it not so? Anybody can forgive like this, just like that? Anybody forgiven? Raise your hand. No? Right. Why? That is answered here. Why we cannot forgive? This is to be understood from this verse. See, Srila Prabhupada beautifully explains this. Here that Parashar's action was appreciated by Pulastya. He's the father of all the demons, because Parashar had forgiven the demons. How? Out of his Brahmanical power of forgiveness. People have different powers, right? A rich man will have money power. A politician will have political power. So what is the power of a Brahmana? Forgiveness. How beautiful it is. He has nothing at all. But this forgiveness is acquired. Now, secondly, when Parashar Muni thinks, what is he thinking? Demons are so made that they devour living creatures, men and animals. This is the nature of demons. They eat any one of these. Human beings also. But why on that account should I withdraw my Brahmanical qualification of forgiveness? Do you understand this point? This is to be understood. It's a power which is acquired by a Brahmana. And this he freely gives to everybody. Forgiveness. If he has to withdraw, then he has to think, why should I withdraw this forgiveness? That is what he thought. Why should I withdraw my Brahmanical qualification? It is to be qualified. One doesn't automatically get this of forgiveness. You understand this point? That is the reason why we can't forgive people, because we have yet not acquired those qualities. Now in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 18 verse 42, this is mentioned. The qualities of a Brahmana. Says that Samo damastapah shaucham shantirarjavam evacha gnanam vignanam astikyam brahma karma svabhavajam. Without a translation state. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Peacefulness. The 9 qualities given of a Brahmana. Peacefulness. Self-control. Austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. These are the natural qualities by which the Brahmanas work. This is how they work. Work meaning they talk, they think, they act on these 9 qualities. Now, next verse talks about how does a Kshatriya work. Heroism, the 7 qualities. Heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership are the natural qualities of work for the Kshatriyas. These are Kshatriyas' work. And then, next one it says, farming, the Vaishyas, the work is farming, cow protection, and business are the natural work for the Vaishyas. 3. And for the Shudras, there are 2, labor and service to others. This is Shudra's work. And after that it is said that by following his qualities of work, every man can become perfect, Krishna says. Now please hear from me how this can be done. Then Krishna explains this. 46th verse onwards. Okay? So let us come to this point about Brahmanical qualification. That's what we're talking about. So peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. These are the natural qualities by which Brahmanas work. So where is forgiveness here? Where is forgiveness here?
Tolerance.
Yes? Tolerance also is forgiveness? Very nice. What else? Why? Where is forgiveness here? Self-control, yes. Forgiveness, tolerance, self-control, yes. What else?
Wisdom.
Peaceful, wisdom, also forgiveness, yeah. What else? Everything here. You can be peaceful. Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. Knowledge also. If you act on these 9 platforms, then you will acquire the power of forgiveness. And that is the qualification that one has to achieve. Forgiveness does not come just like that. That is the reason why devotees hanker. Because they do not understand this. That is the point. Srila Prabhupada's books and message has to be understood scrutinizingly. And then we can understand these points. And that is the reason why Pulastya Muni, the father of all the demons, being satisfied when Parasar Muni said, okay, I forgive you. He said, okay, I am giving you the blessings by which now you will speak all the Puranas. You see, this is the point to be understood. These are the things. Yeah. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.